$27,000 favorable to the budget on operating. Our reserves are $905,000. Our accounts receivable are down to $72,000. We have a big bill coming up this month for flood insurance of $188,000, which comes out to $43.50 a month for each River Trails owner. We're presently working with government people to try to get out of the floodplain since they put in the flood control project. I'd also like to introduce to the board to accept the audit for the fiscal year ended December 31st. We ended up in very good shape with $760,000 in cash, or $82,000 favorable to the budget. Our reserve went down last year because we spent $74,000 on landscaping. We finished the painting project for $25,000, and we remodeled and put in new washers and dryers for $140,000. That's the report.
Any questions by the board? Okay. Management. Okay, we need a motion to approve the audit. Second, all in favor? All right, old business. River Trails sign claim. We approved the pending estimates, and when will it be in? 6 weeks. Okay. All right, so we're going to get a new sign in about 6 weeks then. Okay, new business, flood insurance renewal. I think Bob went over that. It's $188,000. And we're hoping to get out of the flood zone at some point, but right now we're still in. Workers' compensation insurance renewal. Okay, premium is $12,688. Okay, we have a motion to approve. All in favor? Okay. River Trails sign claim, we went over that. Premier Fence and Company dumpsters. Okay, fence proposal is $13,195. That's for all the 6 existing garbage enclosures.
Go ahead, it's fine.
So that will give us an enclosure, it's on tree lakes on it, for all of them, okay. In option 2, we install gates on various trips. The gate install per enclosure will be $2,500 each. And option 3 is repair a hole in existing 8-foot high chain link fence, and it's $450. Do we have any motions on this? Okay. All right, anything else you want to? No? Okay. All right. Towing. 17. Well, I didn't hear a motion. Your motion? Okay, we got a second. Okay, all in favor of fencing? All right, 17. So this is a proposal for a boot. Get a boot?
For what?
Okay. Price is $75.
For what?
It says,
What is it?
Hello?
just a minute.
Can't hear you.
Wake up.
All right, well,
Talking about.
okay. All right, so this is a proposal to buy a boot. So somebody parks illegally, is we're gonna put a boot on, and if they got to pay the fine, they don't pay the fine, they can't get their car back.
Something wrong with your
People
microphone?
have been parking and just leaving their car. These are for the assigned spaces, so everybody can get their assigned space back sooner. Okay, so the bid is $492 for a booth. So do we have any motions here? Okay, Diane? Sonia, the second? All in favor? All opposed? 3-1. All right, sale of the units, we had a 1-bedroom, 1-bath sold for $80,000. Okay, this is, the next segment is for the good of River Trails, and it's about the sale of the property. So, right now, you can, anybody who has any questions, I'd like you to line up. Okay.
All right, everybody, tonight, what the board did was, we looked around the Chicago area for companies that deconvert condos. I'm sure you've read in the Tribune and other articles that this is a popular thing.
We can't hear you.
Not for sale.
Not for sale. Not for sale. Not for sale.
Not for sale.
Not for sale. Forget it.
I would like to introduce you.
No,
Not for sale.
Not for sale.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, listen up. Please put the signs down. The building, just listen up. He's going to answer your questions. Let's not be shouting. This is, all we want to do is answer your questions, so please put your signs down. There's no time, there's no vote will be much later, so please, let's cooperate, let's listen. You can vote yes or no when the appropriate time is. But at this point, just wait, let the man make the presentation, and don't wave your signs around. You need to present. People are here for information, so please listen up. Nothing else.
Listen, every owner in River Trails should have the choice when the price comes in to decide whether they like to sell their unit or not. It shouldn't be up to owners to not give people that would like a choice to make a decision.
Sell on their own.
So what I would like to do is introduce you to Sam Anessian, or I'm close, from CBRE Realty, who is part of the biggest real estate deconversion company in the whole country. And he'll explain exactly how this will work and where we're going to go from here. So I forward Sam to you. Please, be good people and allow him to make a talk. If not, you know, I can't, it just isn't right to not let somebody else have an opinion. So I'm going to introduce you to a professional from the biggest company in the country to explain how this works. Sam? When we're done, we'll have people line up on both sides for questions, and then a person from each side will come up, ask the question, and Sam or our attorney will answer.
Hey guys, can everybody hear me? Okay, I know everybody has a lot of questions. I'm not going to talk for a very long time. I want to introduce myself and what CBRE was hired to do was to get you guys offers, to procure offers. We're not hired to sell the complex. We're not hired to sell your individual condos. Our contract doesn't say that. Your attorney was very careful about that. We're not here to sell anything. All we're doing is getting you guys the best offer that the market will bear. So,
No.
But we're not sellers.
sure, yeah, absolutely. And at the end of the day, what we'll do is we'll get the best offer that we can. We'll work with thousands of buyers across the world. We bid them up against each other, and we'll get you guys the best offer, the best terms, and then we'll hand it off to your board.
Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it.
Okay. So here, I mean, this is what your board hired us to do, is just to get you the offer, and to get you guys an offer. That's it. And then once we hand it off to the board will send the sales contract out to all the homeowners to vote. In the state of Illinois, it requires 75% of you guys to vote yes to get the sale done. If you don't get 75%, then nothing happens. So it's really up to you. The board doesn't make any decisions here. We're not selling anything. We're just a broker. We're just here to get you the best offer, so that you're not working with a middle of the road offer. So I'm happy to take questions. So you know, we've done this, and we've helped a lot of associations go through this process. Some associations go through it because they have a lot of deferred maintenance. Some go through it because they have a large investor base, or because financing is difficult. Every association has their reason for wanting to give it a shot. For some it's a very large premium. So some associations are interested in that. What we're suggesting to the board is that one way to handle this, to make sure that everybody's opinion is heard, is you guys have 16 buildings. If in each building you were to allocate one building leader, you'd have all the building leaders join together on a commission. That commission would be involved in this process, would look at the offers with us, would discuss with us, and then make a recommendation to the board. But that way, you have one person that's sort of speaking for each building and everything.
No.
We don't want to.
The condo association.
This is your
Sure. So that's
No, because you don't have a place to go after you sell it.
correct. No,
They do have a place to go.
Why the town doesn't sell the his unit? We don't want to. Why the town doesn't, he has your condominium, why he doesn't sell it?
Why don't they sell theirs?
Sorry? It's you guys. You guys are the homeowners. Right, so here, can I just, if I can just explain one more time. Nothing is being sold, and so they're gonna ask you when there's actually something to ask about, which is when there's an offer, it's gonna go out to you guys, and all you have to do is check the no box.
No, we
All you have to do is check the no box on your ballot, and you've submitted your vote. It takes 75%. So if really all of you guys feel this strongly about not selling, it's just a matter of voting no and not selling.
Were you approached by the board?
Sure, so,
How long have you been in California?
here, you know what, I think it's better if we go to questions. If anybody on this side of the room that has a question, you can line up right there. And anybody on that side of the room that has questions, line up here, and we'll take the questions one at a time.
I have some.
If you have a question on this side of the room, line up over here. Okay, so,
Hi, my name is Vijay. I'm going to ask one question with your consent.
Hear you.
What urge or what makes you to take this decision first? With whose permission? In my knowledge, we are all association. We represent the board people to act for us. So without our knowledge, they already started 2-3 letters. How that possible? So how? Yeah, that's a question. That's a question. What urged you to make this decision, and how is that possible?
Hi, my name is Stuart Bowen. association's attorney. So the board's elected, as you well know. The board then, as a representative body, makes decisions. The decisions then get presented to you with regard to this matter. It's an exploratory issue, but who made the decision? Board made the decision to investigate this.
Yeah, they should ask us. They made the decision without our permission.
Well, it's kind of
Without
like
permission.
Congress of the United States. You elect people, they make decisions. You have some choices after that on how you deal with elections. Next
My name's Marty Schwartz, and I'm a lawyer for one of the unit owners. I have a couple questions. One, is there a listing agreement executed? Well, one comment might be perhaps the association should have had some input into the listing agreement. Let me ask you this, is there a list price for it? So then, is there a right, if you bring any offer, the association has a right to reject?
Of course. So if I can jump in and comment on that?
Yes, go ahead. I'm taking the mic back.
It's all yours, I promise. So again, that's what I was explaining is we haven't been hired to sell the building. We're not listing the property at a certain price for sale. There's no requirement to sell it. We're gonna market the property at our own cost. We're gonna get offers. And it's very clear in the agreement that we have that it all depends on a 75% vote, affirmative vote from the association. So if we get you guys the best offer and we spend a bunch of money marketing it and nobody votes yes, then we go home. There's no sale.
Here's just a couple comments. It's not like there's no downside to the association members, because if it's listed for sale, which you're saying it is, right? There's a listing agreement or a marketing agreement. So if unit owners in the interim wanted to offer it for sale or wanted to refinance, there could be a detrimental impact on them if people know that this unit, if this building's up for sale. And even if it's up for sale for 6 months or 8 months or whatever long you're gonna take, then it has a carryover effect. A year from now, people will remember, oh, wasn't that building up for sale? Do we really want to go there? So there is some downside. Furthermore, you see all the people here who are against it, so the likelihood of getting 75% approval is slight. Really, how hard are you going to be working on getting an offer when the chances of getting the approval is slight? It just seems the downside outweighs the upside. I'll also add, in all due respect to the board, and believe me, I've been on boards, I know this is the worst job in the world, but there should have probably been some type of input from the members before they decided to go with a.
Mario, with regard to some of those questions, first off, you talked about refinancing. So the place is approximately 55% investor, so that doesn't typically happen. I really don't need the hand comments, but thanks. With regard to whether it's detrimental or not, shouldn't the owners, all the owners, have a chance to have the presentation and make their own decision and not have some vocal people make the decision, but keep 100% of the owners from actually being able to receive the information? And so there's the subject there. Your people can certainly say, no, next question's coming from that side. They can certainly vote no, and it could end up being a quick process, or there could be enough of a premium where 75% say, you know what, this is well worth it. But why stifle the process and not give the people the information?
Well, I agree, but why didn't you give them the information before you listed it? That's fine. Stuart, just one more question. Which would be a perfect compromise. Instead of signing a listing agreement, why don't you have the broker here sort of like an open listing agreement. He can go out, do his research, and if he brings an offer, and the board likes the offer, they can present it without him having to have a signed and exclusive,
Marty, I'll get you a copy, and you can tell me if you think it's anything other.
okay, that would be good.
I just want to ask, what's the reason why you want decided to go through this process? What's the reason you want to investigate this option? Is there a reason, or you just want to do it?
No, there is a reason. I want to make money.
He wants $1 million.
The only reason, no, there's no money like that involved. The only reason, listen up, the only reason I was even kind of interested in this was because with the large number, the more than 55% of renters we have, and people own units, that means that any young couple looking for an FHA loan is going to have trouble getting it. And maybe they've changed, but that was the information I had at one point. I understand I've read something in the paper that may have changed, but it makes it hard to get loans if there are a large number of renters in the complex. That was the reason. No, that's what it was when I looked it up at one point. Now maybe it's changed, and somebody in banking can tell me. But that was the reason I was interested in doing it. Otherwise, if there weren't a large number, when I lived here, there weren't that many renters. And it's a nice place to live, I agree with you, and I liked it. But we can continue with another question.
You are a liar.
Okay. There's more than 160 approximately with today's 20 or 30 some more signatures. What's your interest in going through this? The same thing that our lawyer said. Why are you still going through the sale? Plus, we said the down effect. If somebody wants to sell their property, they can't sell it. We have people that are 50, 60, 70 years old here. And if they try to sell their property for emergency reasons or try to get a home equity loan, they're not going to be able to. Everybody knows that you're going to be asked for your association information before the new buyer can buy your property. Once this is disclosed, because this goes into the minutes of your association. The minutes of your association go to the real estate lawyer of the buyer, potential buyer. So what's going to happen? My question is this. Why are you doing this? Why did you not get any input from anyone of the 200 and plus owners before you actually listed and put them into financial problems? You're freezing their property. Why are you freezing their money and their only asset?
That's your statement. Well, that was definitely a statement to Raul, but every owner has the opportunity to know what the property can sell for. So my question is, you know, it's a process. When you live in an association, these are things that can happen. It's a process. It's part of the law. You can look into it. It's an investigation. It's simply an investigation. Owners a lot of owners will understand that. And what are you worried about them getting the information as to what the place may sell for?
Thank you. Okay, first of all, the money that you're offering the people.
There's no money offered.
No. The suggested price that was listed.
Those were simply what units have sold for in the past. It's not an offer right now.
The first sheet that was received in the April 19th meeting, before that April 19th meeting, did we not receive prices for 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom?
And again, there's no sales contract. Those were what prices have been selling for right now.
Those were not. I'm just going to answer. I asked this. I I asked this. It says on there that you're getting 30% more of the value of the homes. That's what it is, a suggested price that you would be getting. That's what it is. That's what the price that they gave us before the April 19th meeting. That's it.
I'm the one that wrote that letter. I'll give it to you in 1 second. What happened was, we did an analysis internally that said, if a developer put down 20%, borrowed 80% at 5%, based on what the cash flow of the association is, what number would we come up with? And it was $40 million, and therefore, the letter that went out was your percent ownership by apartment size of what you would get for the $40 million. Now, we spoke with CBRE, they did their own analysis, and they thought it would sell for more, but we don't know. What we are hiring CBRE for is to go on the market, go to 100 developers who would be interested in purchasing a property like this. We'll get prices, 20 prices, we'll narrow it down to 3. Everybody can interview the 3 companies and decide which one you're most comfortable with, and then choose one, and then we'll know the price, and letters can go out telling people what the sale price approximately for their unit would be. So we have no contract, it was just a guess. And it's been confirmed that the price would probably be higher by CBRE, but we won't know until the proposals come in. That's the answer to the question.
Would there be appraisals for all the individual units? And if not, how can you be sure that any bid price would be distributed equitably to all the unit owners? Because right now, if you're treating all the units of a certain type, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, whatever the case may be, if we're going to price those all the same, then nobody has any incentive to improve their units anymore, and that's not good for the association.
So just in terms of the process, I can just speak to the process. If you guys choose to go forward with the sale, there is a process. So everybody gets their percentage ownership multiplied by the sales price. So for a 2-bedroom, that's more money than a 1-bedroom. For a 3-bedroom, it's more money than a 2-bedroom. Now, in terms of upgrades, if you have an upgraded unit and your neighbor doesn't have an upgraded unit, Section 15 of the Condo Act allows you to hire an appraisal, and the association hires an appraiser. And if their appraisals don't, if they both can't come to agreement on a price, a third appraiser is hired, and then that appraiser or a panel of appraisers makes the final decision. So if you think your unit is worth more than what it's being sold for, you can go through that appraisal process, and if you prevail, you get the extra funds. No, yeah, you would. So let's say through the sale you were getting $100,000 for your unit, but your appraiser and the association's appraiser and the mediator or the third appraiser all thought your unit was worth $120,000. Then you would get the $120,000 from the proceeds of the sale. It's right. You can. Well, so the idea is that you have a buyer that's making you an offer, right? So we're going to get these buyers. They're going to make you guys an offer, and that's the most they're willing to pay. So it doesn't matter what your unit appraises for, unless you're voting no and everybody else is voting yes, right? But I mean, even if everybody did an appraisal and everybody got their units appraised for $200,000, the buyer's offer is only X. So if you don't like it, you just vote against it, and then they go away. You know. But who's up?
Thank you. I just want to add one thing to the last meeting. There was no minutes presented here in the last meeting. One of the letters, no minutes from the last meeting, okay, to highlight the fact that there was some comments made by the people about the sale. You don't take minutes?
No, minutes are only.
Okay, all right, so whatever the people have to say is not very important.
Well, it's important, that's why you have an interactive dialogue going right now. It's just not appropriate for minutes.
The reason why I bring this up is because the letter that was passed around did not have a name or a date. It was distributed during the meeting, and it highlighted a list of reasons to sell. The very first top one highlighted the elderly, the second one highlighted the elderly again, and the third one highlighted the elderly one more time, that they could pay debt and give money to their relatives who are still alive. I found that somewhat discriminating against the elderly. One of these this whole thing was presented in poor faith from the very beginning, and that's why people are in disagreement.
Hi people, why we wasting the time? Who wanted vote for yes? Raise the hand. Who wanted vote for not selling? Raise the hand. Thank you.
My question is, how did you come up with a decision for a bulk sale? It was financial, difficult with the association finances, or it was pure business decision? The question is how the board came up with this decision. Maybe they should enlighten us. Maybe there is a financial problem that we don't know, we're not aware of with the association. And this is the reason for the subdivision, the 16 buildings to be put for sale. Maybe this, or it was pure business decision.
Okay, there's no financial problems with River Trails, as you can see with the audit. This is just investigating. Nothing will happen. Excuse me. Nothing will happen. You will be able to vote on if something did. But it's just investigative, and it gives everybody a chance to see what their unit is worth, if it's sold,
Why? Why? The question was why? Tom, why?
Okay, speaking on behalf of investors.
I can hear you.
Speaking on behalf of investors, can you comment about tax implication? Okay, many of us bought when the market was lower, now it's market higher, so probably everybody would make like 100% profit and pay 20% capital gain tax, which make any sale probably totally useless. Because instead of cash flow from rent, investors will get money, pay 20% capital gain tax, and next year. For money they will get, they probably not able to invest anywhere else in real estate. So, how it looks like from an investor's point of view?
I think that every investor, you'll get a chance to ask another question. Every investor will talk to their tax advisor before they vote, one way or the other. That was your question. And for the people that live here, the people that live at River Trails, there won't be any tax implication because you get the first $250,000 without paying any tax at all. One thing that, we have what, 120 owners? Yeah. How many owners do do we have here? No, how many units does that represent?
That represents more than.
No, how many we have 170, not owners, but how many people that own, how many units are represented here?
More ownership of unit owners than of investors. Remember, ownership is a percentage of ownership that you own. More 3 bedrooms, more 3 bedrooms.
No, my question was, we have 150 people here, but that represents how many units? So anyway, there are 360 units in River Trails, which means over 200 unit owners aren't here. So, to answer your
Doesn't mean
question,
that because you own it more than 11, Tom owns 4, so that means that some of them are here, because they own more than one property.
we have 133 owners here, which is about 1/3 of the ownership of River Trails. So we have to represent all 360 units, not just the 123 that are here. Next question on this side.
I have just simple question. If some investors or board would like to sell their units, sell it. Why you think, why you ask all of us? How is it? You wanna sell? Sell. Sell individually. Why you forcing us to sell? If investors will come, they will give you more money than individually. No way, no possible way. And market goes up and up. Maybe in 2-3 years, our unit will go twice. Why we sell it? If you like it, sell your unit, but not force us to sell our unit.
Well, again, to clear up the misconception, no one's being forced to sell a unit. What you're being asked to do is review any bid that comes in for the unit, make an informed decision on it. So no one's being forced to sell a unit. Couldn't force anyone to sell a unit without 75% unit owners approving of it. So as for your comment, well, I understand the passion that's involved in it. The statement's incorrect.
Mine is not really a question, but on behalf of everybody and the lady that is shooting, one of the things is you come across very arrogant and very disrespectful. You see that people, you especially men, it's really bad the way you're shaking your heads and laughing and smiling at questions. It's condescending, and I would expect people of your caliber to do it too. You would respond. You might not like my idea, I might not like your idea, but let's be respectful and let's know how to hide our emotions. You representing me and showing me what side you are, you're not making the case. And everybody is an adult, but it's very disrespectful if these videos were used in any court. It's very disrespectful. Next question.
Anybody over on the right, this side over here? No questions? Okay.
Question?
Mine is just, I would like to ask, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I would like to ask all the owners who are living in this place, do you really want to go through with this process?
I know you are not at fault because the board invited to sell there are yeah. This is not your fault. This is not very for. But what part, what word do not understand? The people, they don't want to sell. If you want to sell your content, fine. It's your content, it's your business. But it's not business for the rest of the people. Did you see how many people? When is it the report to the news? When? Ask. If you know, look at them. How many people? Do you understand me? Or probably not understand? Well, it's not your fault. But then another lady is true. You're laughing. You are. It's not business. I understand. No, I understand. And I understand to you. But I will see your face. Worried, nervous, laughing, nervous. Not really nice.
Thank you for your comment. Is there another question? Wait a minute. Let me stand in line.
Hi, the question was already asked, but we didn't hear the answer. There are people on this side of your table and on this side of your table. And I'm asking your personal question. Why you are laughing all the time? What is so funny? Why are you so happy?
I enjoy what I do.
So now you know he's enjoying screwing people. Okay? So now you know why you are here. You're gonna be under the bridge in 10 years with no money, no apartment, nothing. This is a statement, yeah, because they're gonna give you 120,000, like I said on Sunday, for your unit. And you have to pay 1,000 for a rent. It means that in 10 years, there is no money for you any longer. Simple like that. And he's enjoying that. He's enjoying it.
Paying him, and we pay him.
Are there any questions? Two questions. One has to do with going way back to the minutes, and I don't even know if now is the appropriate time to ask a question about minutes. May I? Okay. I don't know if anyone else caught this, but the floodplain zone, you were going to look. Currently, you said it's costing each homeowner approximately $43.
That's the reserve.
If we get out, my question is, if we get out of the floodplain zone, which still has to be investigated, would that mean that the association fee would go down?
What about the reserve? What about the reserve? Yeah.
In answer to your question, it would mean we have $188,000 more revenue, less expenses, and that would be a board decision to see, would the assessments go down, would it go into the reserve, would it go into capital projects? That would be a board decision. The point we were making is
$50 a month reserve.
$45 for the average apartment. $45 of your assessment every month goes to flood insurance. And the answer is, if we got out of the floodplain, it would be up to the board to decide if they wanted to drop the assessment.
Board out.
That's down the road, and that has to be investigated. Okay, so my second question then has to do with the number of current from the paperwork that I received. There are approximately 21 properties for sale. Let's just round numbers here. That leaves about 150 unit owners then. That would be, what would happen to the other 150 homeowner units? I guess that would be my question. 150 homeowner units would be left to make that decision to rent, to agree, and end up renting their units. So I'm asking for their clarification on that.
Each unit will have a vote, no matter who owns the unit at that point. There wouldn't be any, we need 75% of the total vote of everybody to pass this. So if they sold the unit, the new owner will have the vote. So whoever's there, whoever owns the unit will have the vote. Okay? Does that answer your question?
No.
What would happen to the rest of the people?